Welcome to Art with Mrs. Cap, where we are going on a journey through the world of art and the many histories and cultures that influence it. Whether you're a kid or a kid at heart, wanting to learn more about the art world, this is the podcast for you. So join us as we journey through art with Mrs. Cap. Welcome to Art with Mrs. Cap. Today I am going to be talking to you about the Taj Mahal. The Taj Mahal is a feat of engineering and architectural genius from the Mughal Empire. And so we're going to be looking at that today. So just a little bit of information on it. The Taj Mahal was built between 1632 and 1648 by Shah Jahan, and it was in memory of his third and favorite wife, Mumtaz Mahal. It is believed to have been constructed by 20,000 men. 20,000 men were part of building this beautiful structure. So let's look at what the Taj Mahal is specifically in terms of art and art history and architecture and all that good stuff. So the Taj Mahal is a mausoleum, and a mausoleum is simply a freestanding building that is a burial chamber, or it marks, someone's death, but maybe their actual grave is not within it, and there's a marker for them or something like that. But typically a mausoleum is a tomb, okay? So the Taj Mahal is a mausoleum, and it rests in the middle of a large square platform that's called a plinth. So the mausoleum has 4 nearly identical facades when you go around it that have a large archway-shaped door. At the top of this structure, there is a large double dome, and then on top of that, there's a finial. The finial combines both the traditional Islamic motif of the crescent moon and the Hindu symbol of the trident, which is associated with the god Shiva. This combination, it shows the peaceful cohabitation and acceptance of the two religions of Hinduism and Islam during this empire. Now later there would be conflict that would develop between these two religious groups and the people that represent them. But at this time, we see this unification and this peaceful cohabitation and acceptance of both in this architecture. So it's a really cool symbol to see these two things combined. The central dome is embellished with a lotus design, and then it's surrounded by 4 smaller canopies that are called chaya trees. Each of these also has the same lotus motif that we see on the dome. Additionally, there are 4 tall minarets, again tying into that Islamic influence. There's a lot of that combination of these two cultures and religions coming together. So we see that with the 4 minarets that project up from the 4 corners of the plinth or the platform that it rests on. So the exterior decorations of the Taj Mahal include calligraphy, abstract forms, verses from the Quran, and vegetable motifs. These are all executed in paint, stucco, carvings, and something called pietra dura. Pietra dura is Italian for hard stone, and this was a Florentine style of mosaic tile work. In the interior decoration, we also see inlay work of precious and semi-precious gemstones. Because Muslim tradition forbids elaborate decoration of graves, the actual bodies of Shah Jahan and Mumtaz Mahal are interred, which means they're buried, in a plain crypt underneath the mausoleum. However, the inner tomb features 2 cenotaphs, or false tombs, that are richly decorated and inlaid with precious stones, semi-precious stones that form vines and flowers and are surrounded by latticed screens that are called jali screens. These have ornamental patterns that are constructed through the use of calligraphy and geometry. The influence of Islam is definitely heavily seen in this structure, with the abstract forms or simply natural plant life being represented, but we're not actually seeing a lot of human representation or anything like that. It is very much patterns and geometric patterns and all of those kinds of things, which is very indicative of the influence of Islam on, this structure and the construction of it, as well as the fact that the figure that it is dedicated to isn't actually buried within the building, but underneath the mausoleum in a plain crypt. So you do see those religious influences here in this style of architecture in a lot of ways. But you also see some of the Hindu influences in other areas as well. So there's definitely this fusion of styles, which is art historians, it's really cool to see these things that come together and kind of create a new form by taking the best of each of these cultures and bringing them together and marrying them together and seeing all of these influences that evolve over time, that bring us some of these wonderful works of art and these cultural works. So the Taj Mahal, of course, is this white marble mausoleum that we've looked at today. It is located in Agra, India, and it represents the Islamic Garden of Paradise. And today it is widely regarded as the greatest achievement in Mughal architecture. We hope you enjoyed today's podcast. Be sure to subscribe and check out more episodes as we travel through the world of art and art history to have a better understanding of our own ties to the culture and history of humanity.